A year ago, with banks reportedly cutting down on complimentary lounge access, it looked as if those spaces would become slightly less crowded. But it was a false hope, as the situation on the ground remains mostly unchanged. Frequent flyers have started parking themselves at cafes rather than queue up outside lounges or endure the crowds inside. Aviation analysts say restructuring lounge access by banks hasn't worked well because most people have multiple credit cards that allow them lounge access.
There seems to be a crowd inside the lounge even after you get entry into it. Now the capacity is the biggest constraint, right? So if there's a new terminal, obviously there's a new lounge, and to that extent it is keeping pace with the capacity increase in airports. However, within the airport, existing terminals, if there are expansion happening, but there's no commensurate expansion happening in the capacity of the lounges.
Lounge visits in 2023 stood at about 8.5 million, up from 3.5 million in financial year 2022. Airport service aggregator Collinson reportedly registered a 55% increase in lounge visits by Indian travelers between January and June 2024 compared to the same period last year. Clearly, credit cards offering free lounge access is only one part of the problem. There are several other factors at play. Domestic air passenger traffic is reported to have touched 154 million in 2023-2024, according to credit rating agency ICRA. Low-cost carriers, which have limited and paid meal options, account for about 78% of domestic traffic. Airlines, lounge operators, banks, and airport service aggregators are among the major stakeholders in the lounge ecosystem. Airport service aggregators in India, such as Dreamfolk and Collinson, act as intermediaries between credit card issuers and lounge operators, such as Encom, Travelport Services, and the Bird Group. Banks pay lounge operators a fee each time the cardholder uses the lounge. Lounges also stand to gain if a passenger makes a purchase during his free visit.
After the post-COVID scenario, the entire lounge access was growing by close to 40%, and in fact more than that. In fact, last year it was pretty high, and because of which nobody actually envisaged this. People had this benefit on the credit and debit cards, but people started discovering all of this after banks pushing, plus the change in behavior after COVID where they wanted something which is very hygienic.
While several banks have curtailed lounge access or made it spend-based, there's still an array of credit card products that offer the feature to reel customers in. A July 2024 survey by London-based lounge operator Airport Dimensions found that 76% of Indian travelers utilize airport lounges when available, as opposed to the 50% usage rate globally. According to the survey, unlike their global counterparts, Indian travelers often use non-airline-based access to lounges due to lower participation in frequent flyer programs. A large majority of Indian travelers also expect lounge access as a premium card benefit. That sentiment is only bound to strengthen as credit card penetration grows in the country. To compound matters, while the top 24 global airports average at around 7 lounges per airport, across India's top 25 airports, that number stands at 2, according to a Frost & Sullivan report. India has about 148 operational airports, but we only have about 70 lounges, including those operated by airlines. Industry experts say that airports will need multiple lounges as compared to the current one large lounge area arrangement, all of which, of course, won't happen overnight. Until then, we will always have the coffee shops.